Machine.
ये कुछ न्यू फोन है, न्यू फोन.
Yes. Hello, hello. From Cat Beach Sanctuary. I'm Terry Pearson, and I'm the co-founder. And we're going to talk about addiction today. And I've still not mastered StreamYard, but we're working on it. Hi. Nyoko's here. For some reason, I have no camera. Let's see if I can get the camera to turn on. It was working before, but now I can't seem to get it to work. So I'm going back to the slideshow. There I am. Yoko, are you going to turn on your camera? Can you hear me? We're trying to get started here. Now I'm in the show, it says here. Are you able to hear? I can't hear you. So if you can test it out for us on YouTube, you go to the YouTube at Cat Beach Penang, and that's our new YouTube. I'm so excited that it's actually working, and we're going to try to do this every weekend, every Sunday. We used to do cattails for a number of years, and then I went off to teach in Thailand, but we're now back, and we have a bunch of students from RASMA, from the Roots and Shoots program, and we have other virtual volunteers that we love to have virtual volunteers, and so throughout today, let's see if I can get this to turn on. It did not work. We'll just keep going. Our topic today is adoption. And you can see that Cat Beach has many, many cats, more than 300 cats. And they are all available for adoption. And we hope that you will come out to Cat Beach and fall in love and have a grand old time with cats. It's a great day at the beach. If you want to have a really interesting day at the beach, coming out to Cat Beach is more fun than, I think, than almost anything. If you can hear me, would you please give me some indication on our WhatsApp chat, which is 017-575-3419. And you can always, can't seem to make it work. You can always send us a WhatsApp message on that number. We would love to have you adopt a cat. So here's the phone number, +6 017-575-3419. And in today's live stream, our plan is to introduce how to adopt a cat at Cat Beach, but also talk a little bit about what adoption means. And the cats at Cat Beach, they have a pretty good life, but how much better it would be if they actually had somebody to love them. We have had a number of adoptions, about once a week maybe for the last couple of years. We hope to increase that this year with your help. One of the problems is that cats do sometimes get returned. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. But the issue of what happens when you bring a cat to the veterinarian and you discover that the cat is sick, are you going to keep it or are you going to return it? Or you just decide your life has changed since you started thinking of having a cat, and then suddenly now you're rejecting this cat. If you want to meet the cats, we have a cat-a-log, and that is posted on our website, and you can go see more than 300 cats on the website. We do have a disclaimer, and that is that these cats that come to us are sick. Oftentimes, if they've been drinking water out of the drains and the gutters, or they've been starved, or they've been often, not great food. So we want to make sure that the cats are cared for as best we can. So they come to us sick, injured, and often something that maybe people don't think about, but traumatized. How awful it is to be abandoned on the streets, especially if you've been an indoor home cat for a while and then suddenly find yourself outside. How are you going to cope? And for cats, that's a big problem sometimes. It's very scary, actually. And people keep taking cats and dumping them at the market, and I don't know. It's difficult. So if you adopt a Cat Beach cat, you should know that it's a rescue cat. And the great thing that a recent study came out that shows that rescue cats are so grateful that they are actually bond deeper than pampered pets. Adopting at Cat Beach is free, and doesn't cost you anything. But there are some, let's see if I can get this go in. Here I am saying hello to you. And Cat Beach, we have a policy that we don't charge for cats, although adopting a cat from Cat Beach, although probably should, and certainly in many places of the world they'll charge hundreds of dollars for adoption because it costs hundreds of dollars to take care of them. But we want to make sure that anybody who really loves cats and wants to have a cat can, but they have to have enough money to go to the veterinarian. So that's what we say is you got to be able to cover the transport, and you need to be able to cover veterinary costs, as well as the daily life of a cat with food and water and shelter and all of the things. Here I am with a cat. Baby, oh, you're sleeping. She's gone sleeping in the corner. but there's their life in the cage. With water, food, poop tray, and bedding, we make them as comfortable as we possibly can. And that little one was recently rescued. Is this song getting to you? So adopt a Cat Beach cat. It's free, but we also do require that you fill out an adoption form and talk to us about the care that you're going to give this cat. There are so many lovely cats at Cat Beach. So come on out and visit and fall in love. And that's really what we want, is that the cat falls in love with you. Cat chooses you, and then you accept that choice. Let the cat choose you. Free, yes. But there are costs, and that's one thing we really want you to think about, is donating, supporting the sanctuary, because we are trying to support these cats that have been in trouble and have no other choice. So we do have a few steps, and I'm going to go over them in the next part of this video or this live stream. We have a pre-adoption application form, because we want to know you, we want you to know Cat Beach, and if you fall in love with the cat, just take a picture of it and send it in by the Cat Beach helpline. And then we will send you the adoption form. We will ask our supervisor to go over and check on it, and then if approved, the cat can go to the vet, and you meet them at the vet, and then if everything's cool, then you can take the cat home from the veterinarian. Again, Cat Beach cats, they're rescue cats. And understand that they may have issues, but in most cases, they are the friendliest, funniest, sweetest animals that you'll ever meet in your life. And I think a lot more fun than most humans are. We do have a number of programs that we're trying to get off the ground at various ways. Back in, I think it was 2017, we founded Operation Snip Snip with Windsor Animal Hospital. And so there's a discount so that you can take any cat in, and that's a stray, and you can get it sterilized for a minimum amount of money. Right now it's 100 ringgit for males, 150 ringgit for females, and spay neuter is absolutely essential for population control and for the health of the cats. Cats are much healthier after they've had their snip snips. So what we want you to think about, and we'll take a little break in a minute, but we want you to be very well prepared for your new cat. You're going to need to think about, obviously, the basic care, and then you're going to want to think about how it's going to fit into your family. and your home and your neighborhood. There are a lot of people who are not nice about the neighborhood. So we want to fix that. We want to think about that, how you can protect your cats from running away, how you can prevent them from falling off the buildings, which is a big one, and something we really want people to consider is if you live in an apartment and you don't close your balcony and the cat sees a bird, it'll jump for the bird. And veterinarians across the world will tell you that's one of the main ways that cats are badly injured, and then you spend a lot of money trying to rehabilitate them, or they just die. So think about where you live, your family, how they're going to receive it, if there are other animals in the house, all of these kinds of things to think about. And do you have your supplies? Have you got cleaning supplies? Because cats will require cleaning supplies. We have a little booklet called Your New Cat, an ebook that we will certainly share with you. So adopt a Cat Beach cat. It's free and it's pretty easy. You come out to Cat Beach, you fall in love, you send us a photograph of the cat that you like. We look into its history, and then we schedule an appointment to take it to the veterinarian. You meet the cat and our representative at the veterinarian, and you will pay for the transport cost to get that person out there with the cat. And then you pay the veterinarian. And if you want to, you can go as elaborate as you like. Usually it'll be under 50 ringgit to a veterinarian for a basic health check. Then after that, if everything's cool, you can take you have to fill out the adoption form, which is a solemn promise, and then you can take your cat home. Kind of exciting. We have a cat that's right now on the way or has just arrived in China. A Chinese woman came and fell in love with the cat, and the cat is now flying to China. So cats can fly. It doesn't have to just be within Malaysia, although we love it when people in Malaysia want to adopt. It can go all over the world. And if you can't adopt in person, then we urge you to become a paw rent and adopt online. And that we have a special site called patreon.com where people support Cat Beach with monthly donations. And the top tier, you could be actually adopting your own cat and giving it its name. And we make sure that the cat gets food and water and shelter, and then they get vaccinated, they get microchipped, and they get 6 months or older, they will get sterilized. So be a paw rent and make sure that a cat gets a good life. We're going to be talking about adoptions in just a minute, and this is a handout that we will send you. If you send us a WhatsApp message, we will send this to you. For adoption inquiries, this explains how it works. And the first step is always, please come out to Cat Beach and fall in love. It's open every day. It's funny how this slide kept flipping over. Cat Beach is open every day from 9 o'clock until it gets dark. And admission is by donation, and people kindly bring us cat food. We want to thank the Boston Medical Group. Yesterday brought a whole bunch of cat food and big cages that they put together, and different kinds of medicine and things. It was just an extraordinary donation, so thank you to Boston Medical. And if you want to know how to get there, go online to catbeachpenang.org, and you will find how to get there. In Teluk Bahang on the beach in the northwest section of Penang. It's about an hour from Georgetown. And there's a bus that comes directly, the 101 and the 102. So come on out to Cat Beach, fall in love with the cat, and you just have to pay for transport and the veterinarian. So transport's usually 50 ringgit, and I think the veterinarian health check basics are about 50 ringgit. So maybe for 100 ringgit, you can get your own cat. But we have to think about what that means, because cats for us are family members. So for us, it's almost the same as if you were going to adopt a child, a human child. In this next section, we want to talk about adoption as a promise and what that means. Adoption is a solemn promise that you will take care of this cat for its lifetime. Now, that doesn't mean it has to live with you that whole time, but that if you pass it on to somebody else, you continue to take responsibility. And certainly if you give it back to Cat Beach, which we will always take it back if we have to, we hope that you will continue to support the cat, even if you can't keep it. So this is our pre-adoption application form. And it's meant to make you think about why you love cats. Why do you love cats? There are all kinds of reasons to love cats. One thing that I think right now is very interesting is that it's coming out in studies that cats are therapy, that cats reduce your stress level. Their purring is the same megahertz or as sound waves to heal your bones if you have a broken bone. They've done all kinds of interesting studies recently. Most of all, they've talked about 30 to 40% less chance of having the great killers of humans. What are they? Stress. And that affects your heart and may also your blood system. So you have 30 to 40% less chance of having a stroke or a heart attack if you have cats in your life. Pretty cool. So how does it work? We ask that you fill out and submit to the Cat Beach Helpline this pre-adoption application form. And it's really meant to make you think. where is this cat going to live? So we want to know the address. And the bigger organizations, they may actually have volunteers who go out to people's homes, and we reserve the right to do that. We can certainly, if somebody asks us, maybe we can help to get the cat set up, and there's always video call. If there's an issue, I remember going out some years ago to an apartment and helping figure out where you're going to put the poop tray. Where are the food bowls going to go? How about where are you going to get the water? These kind of issues that you're going to have to face when you adopt a new cat. So the big question that we have is, you, what makes you a good adopter? And you don't have to be perfect. That's part of it, is that you just, maybe the answer is you just want someone to love and to love you. That's a great thing about cats, is once they bond, that bond is very powerful. So now we want to know about the cat. What's going on with the cat? Have you chosen your cat? If you came out to Cat Beach, can you send us a picture? And we have a lot of different kinds of cats. We've got adult cats, we got baby cats, we've got special needs cats. Right now in my bathroom here in my apartment, I have a cat that had a nerve issue and a brain issue and went down and was just lying paralyzed. But it's amazing, with a little medicine and some peace and quiet and attention, little Tiny's coming back, knock on wood. If you want a kitten, we don't want you to take a kitten until that kitten is about 2 months old. Then it's 2 or 3 months old, it's a good time. But the problem is that the babies are very fragile, and it takes some skill, it takes some effort, and it certainly is heartbreaking and difficult. And we've actually had people have little ones die, and then they didn't want to have another cat. That's not what we want. We want people to adopt. So is there a specific cat that you're interested in? And we want you to really think, why do you want to adopt a cat? And we want to hear good reasons. Partly, we're looking at the reasons because there are people who are lying, and there are people who are cruel. There are people, get this, who adopt kittens to feed them to their pet snakes. That has actually happened. We have had people who, I've never heard of it in Malaysia, but in the United States, where I'm from, I've heard of people adopting cats to put them as victims in dogfights. Some horrible things happen in the world. So we want to protect our Cat Beach cats. We invest a lot of time and money and energy into these babies. So when are you ready? When will you be ready to adopt? Maybe you just fill out the application form because you want to do it eventually, and you're looking for a specific kind of cat, and maybe we can help you to find it. So please do think carefully when you're going to adopt a cat or a dog or a rabbit or any kind of animal into your life. It's not just a pet. That's a kind of a funny thing. Think of it as a companion that's going to be living with you. And maybe you have a certain kind of personality you like, and you want really high energy cats, or you want a very peaceful, quiet, sleep in the corner all the time cat. Do you want a young cat, an old cat, a brown cat, a blue cat? There are different kinds of cats. And we have almost every color that you could imagine. of cats at Cat Beach. We don't have a lot of specialty breeds, and breeds are an issue because things like the Scottish Fold and the British Fold ear cats, those cats have a lot of medical issues. Persians and Siamese. Siamese are notorious for having kidney disease later on in their lives. So if you are going to go after a breed, and we hope that you adopt and you don't shop, but that you would be very careful to do some research and talk to your veterinarian about what that particular breed means and needs. So what are you hoping for? We hope that you will adopt. Now, will you be the primary caregiver for the cats? This is one thing that my parents did for us. I have 3 younger sisters, and each one of us got our very own cat. And of course, that taught us a lot about responsibility and compassion and gentleness. And so we were taught to be caregivers, and that was kind of wonderful. So here's a mom who brought out her son during COVID, and that brought a wonderful new companion into his life. And so that he also learned that responsibility of being a caregiver, which if you want to have kids, or if you have elderly parents, or if you have anybody in your life that you care about, be practicing being a caregiver is a very good thing to do. We want you to think about your home. It's not just your home anymore. If you adopt an animal into it, any kind of animal, it becomes their new home. So one thing to look out for is if there are young children in the home, have they been careful with the animal? Some young children, just run up and bang on the cat or can hurt them. They get scratched and they scream, and it's a terrible situation if children are not supervised when they are with the cat. Although there are also wonderful trust relationships that can be built up between a child and their pet cat. Little tiny babies have curled up with their cat when your mom's not around. There are certainly many videos. If you are as addicted to cat videos as I am, you will see cats rescuing children from terrible dangers. Chasing dogs away, dragging the kid away from falling off of the building. There are all kinds of really cool situations where the cat, and this is one of the things that I love about cats, the cats are smart. And they may not relate to the world the same way we do, but they do say that a cat has the intelligence, an adult cat, and problem-solving ability equivalent to a human 3-year-old. And that's pretty impressive. 3-year-olds can talk. 3-year-olds can walk. 3-year-olds can solve problems. And 3-year-olds are a lot of fun to play with. So we want to ask also about other animals in your home. Do you know how to introduce them? There are many good advice, and probably the best advice about the introduction is put the cat in the bathroom when you first get there into your home, and let the other animals smell through the wall. You can take some cloth and put it on the cat, and then move it out to the other cats. Take something that is a toy from one of the other cats and bring it inside the bathroom and let your new cat smell, so that there's some time. Now, oftentimes giving cats time is the best gift you can give them when you first settle them in. And especially if there's other species like dogs or ferrets or goats or whatever. So think about how you're going to have a life with this cat. Are you going to be indoors only? We don't want to give you a cat if it's going to be an outdoor only cat, because there's a lot of cats on the streets, and that's where a lot of Cat Beach cats come from. But if there is an indoor and then an safe outdoor situation like a big yard, maybe that's okay. Indoors, Jackson Galaxy, who is the famous My Cat from Hell TV show and cat expert, he thinks all cats should be indoor cats. And then you build a catio, or you build a cat patio where the cats can be out and look at the birds and everything going by. This is what we've done at my house. But they're protected when they're outdoors. And if you really want your cat to go outside, then you might put a harness on it. You might put a leash and a collar and walk around and have some nice, if it's an apartment cat, they might really appreciate a chance to go for a walk. At Cat Beach, after back snip and chip, they get to be free on the beach. And that is a pretty good life, but it is not for everybody, and certainly not if you're living in a busy community near a mall or a market, where the cat might just disappear and end up in not so good situations. Luckily, at Cat Beach, there's only 2 roads out of the little city, a little town of Toluca Baham, so it's a pretty safe place for them. And the people are pretty kind. So again, think about companionship. How many hours a day are you going to leave that cat alone? How long is it going to be just by itself? In which case, get 2 cats. 2 cats are always better than 1. And even more. You can have as many as you want. Of course, it's a matter of how much you can handle. But you don't want to become a hoarder and have a whole bunch of cats, an overcrowded situation. What you want is a nice balance so that 2 cats can play with each other, and then the 3rd cat can watch them. And then those 3 is a pretty good number. Even 5, it can be great. After that, you're beginning to get a multi-cat household that can be more difficult to handle. Another thing we really want people to think about is who's going to care for the cat when you have to be away, because we all have to be away at some point. We're going on holiday, we have to go to the hospital, we get a new job. Do you have a backup plan? And there are now over 500 pet sitters listed on petbacker.com in Penang alone. So there are plenty of, as long as you've got a little money to pay for it, there are plenty of people who will either come to your house or board the cat at their place. Again, thinking about the home of your cat, what is the situation? Are you in a condo or an apartment? Is there in a property with no land? Are you in a landed house with a garden or someplace for the cat to play outside? How far away from traffic are you? This is, again, probably the number 1 killer of cats is getting run over by cars or badly injured, and then you have to spend a lot of money trying to get the cat back from the accident. Are you far away from the streets? How does your family feel about all of this? Do they own the property? Do you have permission? And once again, we have technical difficulties occasionally. And I got booted out, and I'm back. I hope you can hear me. And I have more to say, more to share with you about the pre-application. Are you prepared? Are you ready for your new cat? Here's a list of some of the things that we think you should have. Water bowl, food bowl, water, food, poop tray, bedding. That's what we teach our volunteers. Is every cat, every cage should have water. Water's number one. Food, a poop tray or a toilet tray. And if you have more than one cat, they say multi-cats, you should have a litter tray for each cat plus an extra. Plus one. And if you can add in some of the things that make cats really comfortable, like its own bed. We believe you should keep your carrier around so that they can go inside of it and hide for a while, especially when they first move into your home. And just basically be equipped, be prepared. Have you got everything that you need? Do you know about the 3-3-3 rule? And that is that when you get a new cat, and the cat comes into a new environment, it takes time for the cat to adjust, as it would a human being. So they say about 3 days, and the cat will begin to settle. And then about 3 weeks, they begin to trust and think, okay, well, this might be okay to be, this is going to be my home. And then after 3 months, they really assume it's their home. So don't just give your cat away after 3 months. After 3 months, that environment is their home. And you are their person. And we want people to think that way, but also to have a feeling that if you have to and you need to have the cat move on, that you're going to move it gently, carefully. You're certainly going to look out for the first 3 days in the new environment. So that's part of the 3-3-3 rule. Again, when you adopt a cat from Cat Beach, it must go to a veterinarian. And that can be, we work primarily with Cuddles, Gills, and Windsor Animal Hospitals here in the North Shore of Penang Island. Sometimes at Penang Veterinary Center, down closer to USM. So which veterinarian? And occasionally we let people take a cat, especially if they live a long way away. We just send a cat to Ipoh and another one to Alistar. We've had several cats go down to Johor. And yeah, if we have to, we would far prefer that the cat goes from Cat Beach directly to a veterinarian, gets health checked, and you meet the cat there at the vet, and you talk to the vet, get to know about the cat, especially if it has any special needs. And that you promise that over the course of its life, usually it's once a year at least, the cat should have a veterinary health check. And certainly they should be vaccinated, and that's usually 2 times. You need at least the first time and then a month break. So you have to keep the cat around and don't lose the cat for a month, which is what we have to do. We have to, at Cat Beach, we have to put them in a cage because there's no other way to contain them. And then they get their second vaccination. Now, if it's a kitten, they're going to have to have a third vaccination. And at 6 months or older, interestingly, here in Malaysia, female cats can get pregnant as young as 5 months, but they won't sterilize here until they're about 2.2 kg and 6 months or older. At that point, you definitely should get the cat sterilized if you've got a cat that's younger, or any cat. And we have to promise Again, part of the solemn promise is that the cats are going to get regular and necessary veterinary care. They're rescue cats. Having a mandatory health check means you get the choice. If that cat's going to need long-term medical care or even short-term, and you don't want that responsibility, you don't want to pay the money, you don't want to help out the cat that way, you can refuse it. And our driver will bring it back to Cat Beach. That's why we take care of the transport to the vet. Once you go to the vet, make sure you get a health check, and we urge people to get a parvovirus check. There is epidemic parvovirus in Penang, and we do have kittens that go to the doctor and they've got it. And yes, it's possible to survive, but especially the younger, weaker ones, they probably won't make it. And you may not want that responsibility. Every cat should get vaccinated. More and more, we believe that microchipping is necessary and important so that we can find the cat again. So that we, in the sea of cats that there are, that cat is particular, and we can find it, and we can figure out what its history is, and especially medical history, and that we can track it. So vax, snip, and chip. Sterilization we call snip-snip. Microchipping we call chip. So Lucky Cats at Cat Beach, our ambition is to get every single Cat Beach cat registered and have vax, snip, and chip. The difficulty at Cat Beach is that we're wide open, and there are people who come and dump cats in the parking lot. There are 2 other shelters next door, and they have their situations and their protocols and their policies, which are very different from Cat Beach. Cat Beach is about trying to reach international standards for cat care. That's our core lesson and motivation, is that we're trying to give cats the very best possible care. So we hope that you will adopt a Cat Beach cat. We hope that you will think about it carefully. On our website, we also have 20 different things, or 20 plus different things to think about before you take a cat into your life. But sometimes it's a matter of, you find a cat on the street, you need a rescue, and you get help from Cat Beach. We will do whatever we can to help, but we do not want to take it in. We do not want to accept. Cat Beach is the very last resort, and that should be that's the way it should be. You can put cats into boarding. You can always put a cat at a veterinarian and board it overnight. And there are different kinds of boarding facilities. We really like Puchin Cat Hotel, and there are some other places like that we like, that you could reach out to your friends, your neighbors, your every possible person that you meet, and tell them that you've got a cat that you want to get it adopted. So don't just surrender and throw a cat at Cat Beach. We can't take anymore. We are at capacity. And that's, again, an important reason why adoption matters so much, because every cat that's adopted makes space for another cat to come in. I want you to think very carefully about what adoption means. Adoption is a solemn promise that you will give this cat good care for his or her whole lifetime. You promise to provide healthy food daily, to treat for parasites regularly, to vaccinate yearly, to spay or neuter at age 6 months or more, and to follow the advice of a veterinarian for regular and emergency care. You promise to do your best to protect him or her from danger, and to treat this cat as you would a member of your human family. Cat Beach Cat Sanctuary reserves the right to follow up and communicate with the new owner, including home visits, although we don't do a lot of them, to ensure that the cat receives the best possible care. By signing this form, which is the adoption form, the adopter signifies understanding that the Cat Beach cats are rescue cats, and the sanctuary can make no guarantees for the cat's health or conditions or survival. If for any reason you are unable to continue to care for this cat, even if it is only for one day, you also promise to contact Cat Beach Sanctuary for assistance. We'll do whatever we can. We will try to send somebody there. We will give you contact information. We will send Lala Move to pick it up. We'll do whatever we can to make sure that every cat gets the best possible care. And at such time as you are unable to provide proper care, we will help. But at that point, we want you to take the cat back and think about it as a member of your family. If you're going to be moving, if you're going to be going somewhere else, be sure that that cat that became part of your life gets good care the rest of its life, and don't just dump it at the market. Too many people are doing this. Don't just take kittens and put them in a plastic bag and dump them in the trash. Too many times we've gotten kittens for that way. So please adopt, volunteer, donate, educate, and visit Cat Beach Sanctuary. Thanks for listening, and thank you for thinking about bringing a Cat Beach cat into your life. I'm Debbie at Fairservice. I'm the co-founder of Cat Beach Sanctuary, and we wish you and yours a very happy day today, and we hope that you'll come out to Cat Beach and enjoy the cats. Coming up on the 25th and 26th of July, we're going to be celebrating our 12th anniversary of the sanctuary, and we were invited by the Straits Key Marina and beautiful mall in Tanjung Tokyo to do a cat-themed event there. So we hope that you'll participate. If you've got things to sell, or you want to create art, or you want to entertain, or make a poem, or create an exhibit, we would love to have you join us at the Love Cats Weekend at Cat Beach, at Straits Key Marina. And of course, any day at Cat Beach. Cat Beach is open from 9 o'clock in the morning until it gets dark. And admission is by donation, and that could be, we ask for at least 10 ringgit, but we would never turn somebody away. We want you as cat lovers to help support the cats and make their lives better. People bring cat food, and that's greatly appreciated because it's expensive and prices are going up. Cat toys, cat care, cleaning supplies, all of these kinds of things. So that would be wonderful. Come out to Cat Beach, make a donation, and spend the day at the beach with cats. With that, I will say it is 1 minute to 12, and we're going to end our live stream now. Thank you very much for watching, and this will be on YouTube, and you can watch it anytime, and you can watch different clips, which we will break out of it. Meowie, thanks. Let me just say, here's Baby Fog. Baby Fog, say hello. Baby Fog.